What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Forward Progress. It's a Thursday night football breakdown between the Cowboys and the Giants presented by Fanduel. I'm Jason Cooper here, filling in for Rob Pizzola, joined by Suma. And let's get right into this game, Suma. The market of this game has kind of stayed steady throughout the week, bouncing in that dead zone of 4.5 to 5.5. It's right now settled at 5.5 at minus 114 towards the Cowboys. Total right now opened up at around 43.5. We've seen that come up just a little bit up to the 45.5 market wide. Rob was supposed to do this video today, but I had to fill in for him because he's been embarrassed by the recent performance of his Dallas Cowboys. So I'm here. Suma, we're going to break down this game. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts about this game. Are you concerned about the Cowboys at all? Give me a breakdown here.
Oh yes, I am concerned. I think that the spine of their defense is in very poor shape. We saw it for several weeks now. Week one against a very bad Browns offense, we did not see it, but against the Saints and against the Ravens, it was pretty obvious. Their interior defensive line is really, really, really bad. Oza Idi Gizuva, I hope that was the correct pronouncing. Matthew Smith, Limble Joseph, guys at linebacker, their third round pick, Maris Leo Fau. They are all very, very bad at run defense and at tackling. And I don't think there is any easy fix to their defensive issues right now. The only fix is that they can be in a positive game script and their pass rush can feast. That might be the only solution to the problem right now, because I don't see how they fix their run defense. Without Darren Bland, they're also having some issues at cornerback. So right now, it's very easy for opposing offenses to move the ball on them, especially when you're able to run the ball. And now this Giants offense, it's not a juggernaut by any stretch of the imagination, but I think there's a path for the Giants to run the ball. Devin Singletary is having quietly a very good season, breaking a lot of tackles. And while Daniel Jones is not Lamar Jackson, I think that the Giants will be able to get Daniel Jones involved in the ground game, maybe early on, so that they can pose some problems for the Cowboys front. Get Daniel Jones on the move, open up some space for Devin Singletary. And then I think that there's no one on the Cowboys secondary that can actually cover Malik Nabers. So I think when the Giants are able to get something going on the ground, feed Malik Nabers, I think they should be able to find the end zone against that Cowboys defense. Because, yeah, like I said, I mean, unless they do like 2 or 3 trades, there is no solution for this defense right now. So I would argue that any defense that is not at the bottom of the barrel should be able to get something going against this defense. And on the other side, the Dallas Cowboys offense has also been very, very underwhelming. They cannot run the ball, and their passing game was also very inconsistent and below average so far. In terms of success rate, they rank really, really low. CeeDee Lamb even had a bad game against the Saints, had some, I think, mental errors. So that's nothing that I would expect to continue going forward. They are due for some regression on that end. But the problem is that I think this Dallas offense needs to get away from running the ball on early downs, because Zeke Elliott, he just ain't it right now. Offensive line is also not doing a good job at run blocking. They are very, very bad at running the ball. I think they should go back to more of a pass heavy game script on early downs. Feed CeeDee Lamb, feed Jake Ferguson, and really try to move the ball by throwing the ball and not by running it. The Giants defense, I think they are very bad on the back end. That cornerback group is not only bad on paper, but they're also banged up right now and dealing with injuries. But their pass rush has been much better than expected. They actually rank first in pressure rate above expectation. That's a metric by Fantasy Points that basically computes pressure rate dependent on the time to throw of the opposing quarterback. Because usually, when a quarterback holds the ball longer, there is more chance for a successful pressure by the defensive line or by the pass rush in general. So that's a very interesting metric. They rank fifth in PFF pass rush grade. So that pass rush is doing its job. So I think the key for Dallas tonight is get away from the run game, throw the ball early, throw it to CeeDee Lamb, because the Giants have not a single defender that can cover CeeDee Lamb, and try to score early. I mean, that sounds like a complete cliche, but Dallas needs to have a positive game script because of their roster construction right now. They cannot be behind multiple scores. The other team can run the ball on them, and they are going to stay in these obvious passing situations. They need to come out, get into a decent game script where they are not behind, where they consistently throw the ball on early downs and move the ball down the field like that, to also not invite the pass rush of the Giants in like obvious passing situations. So yeah, overall, I think Dallas has a lot of issues. They are still clearly the better team overall, but I think that the Giants have a very good chance to keep this game somewhat close. My number on the game is in the 4.5-5 range, so I would have liked the Giants at 6. It barely got there at the current market price. I don't have a strong read or a strong opinion in terms of betting either side. Yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm getting prepared for a very entertaining game, because I think this might not be a bad matchup.
Yeah, it could be a fun one, and that's for sure, especially with the Cowboys offense. Let's hope that they lean into this more of a passing, because like you mentioned, their run game has been atrocious. The only problem I see is that the Giants were actually able to do a decent job last week generating pressure against a not so great O-line, or I guess an injured O-line for the Cleveland Browns. So it's really going to be on Dak to kind of avoid that pressure if they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. And then on the other side, like you mentioned, for the defense of the Cowboys, it's really all Micah Parsons, and that's it. So who knows how the Giants offense is going to play? Are they going to run the ball heavy? Are they just going to use the cheat code that is Malik Nabers and just kind of feed him the ball? It'll be interesting to see the matchup here from a props perspective. Excuse me, Suma, is there anything that you like in particular here, or is this kind of like a tough game for you to read?
Don't have a great look at props on this game. What I like is, I think CeeDee Lamb is going to get fat tonight. So sounds like the obvious choice. But I also think that they will try to get Daniel Jones going on the ground. So Daniel Jones over rushing yards, I think it was 31.5 when I looked a few minutes ago. That's something I am looking at right now. But other than that, I don't have too many strong takes.
Not too many strong takes for me here either. Just going to pop over and use the BetStamp Pro tool here and just look for some value right now. If you like Rico Dowdle's over rushing yards, 37.5, minus 110 towards the over at the time of recording, that's available on FanDuel. A couple other best numbers in market. Tyrone Tracy, backup running back on the New York Giants. If you're anytime touchdown better, that's also showing some good value. And then finally, Devin Singletary, longest reception, over 9.5, plus 100, best price in market on FanDuel. So if you like any of those plays, make sure you head over to FanDuel to play them, because that's right now, as we're recording, the best price in market. Football is in the full swing, and there's no better place to get in on the NFL action than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers can kick off the season with $200 in bonus bets. Just place any $5 bet, and you'll get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. You can use your bets on anything from spreads, props, live bets, even the new to catch a pass market on FanDuel, over-unders, and so much more. We absolutely love FanDuel here on Forward Progress. We've been using them a ton for live betting on our watch-alongs that you'll be able to catch us on tonight at 8 p.m. So join us for that watch-along. Come check out FanDuel Sportsbook, and when you do, visit FanDuel.com/forward progress to download America's #1 sportsbook. That's FanDuel.com FanDuel.com/forward progress. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in DC. First online real money wager only. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bet, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. All right, Suma, let's get into the SGP. You kind of built one out here, so talk us through it.
Okay, SGP season. I think that if the Giants have a shot at winning, it will extremely help them if Daniel Jones is a threat on the ground. He has reached this number, I think, 6 times since 2022, which is all rushing yards, 60 plus yards from Daniel Jones on the ground. I think that win or lose, CeeDee Lamb has a decent chance of having a good game, especially after what we saw last week, what the comments were after the game. I think Lamb is going to draw a ton of targets tonight. CeeDee Lamb, 100 plus receiving yards. And then I pair this with Giants money line to make it spicy and get us to 32-1 on this one.
Yeah, 32-1 around there. Suma, I like the way you look with this one. I'm going to go for something a little bit different, and we're going to call this the Malik Nabers Legacy Game Parlay, PGP, for those who are in the know. Thesis is simple here. Malik Nabers is an absolute dog. I think the New York Giants and Daniel Jones have realized, hey, I could just kind of feed this guy the ball and hope for the best. So we're going big with this one. I don't expect this one to win at all. But again, like someone said to me, go bold or go home. We're going to go bold. So to start, we're going to take Malik Nabers to score 2 touchdowns. We're going to take the New York Giants on the alt spread of 6.5. Expect the New York Giants to win. I think, again, like we mentioned, the Dallas Cowboys might be a little bit a corpse of their former self here. So we're going to go Malik Nabers 2+ touchdowns, Giants to win by 6.5. Then we're going to head over to receiving props. Listen, we're going all alts on Malik Nabers. Malik Nabers over 150 plus receiving yards and Malik Nabers over 11 plus receptions. That gets us to a whopping 250-1. Yes, it is crazy, but I mean, with the beef between Malik Nabers and Diggs before the start of the season that happened back in May, I'm just thinking that's in the back of their mind. And I mean, Malik Nabers looks amazing. So that's my parlay. I doubt it's going to hit, but let's have some fun with it here.
Go bold or go home.
I love it. I love it. All right. That just about does it for us here today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Reminder that we will be here live on this channel tonight at 8 p.m. EST for a watch along of the Cowboys and Giants game. Join us as we live bet and live sweat our way through the entire game, placing halftime bets. I mean, we've hit some great halftime bets in the past. Last week, I think we hit Ray Davis anytime touchdown and Ray Davis overs at halftime for that Bills game. We've been doing pretty well there lately, so come check us out. And yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. This has been a Thursday night preview presented by FanDuel. We'll see you guys back here tonight.